We have a very dangerous hurricane nearing the coastline of Nicaragua this evening. Good evening, I'm Mike Naso with the latest on Hurricane Eta, a very severe Category 4 storm. When I spoke to you guys about 12 hours ago, this thing was a high-end Category 2. It's rapidly strengthened all day, and it is now almost a Category 5. Here's the latest as of 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, hot off the presses, from the National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida. The eye of Hurricane Eta was at 14.1 north, 82.7 west. Again, winds 150 miles per hour. It is now moving slower, 7 miles per hour, towards the west-southwest. It clearly has a southward component to its track, and that's because there's high pressure to the north of it built in like this, and that dome of high pressure is steering the hurricane off towards the west and the southwest. You can see it is forecast by the Hurricane Center to make landfall in the next, say, 12 hours and be a Category 5 hurricane as it comes on shore. Even if it didn't achieve that, which it's forecast to, it's so powerful already that that tiny eye wall is going to cause a lot of destruction. You can see by Wednesday and Thursday it should be well inland over Honduras, even into Guatemala, weakening to a depression but raining like mad. And we're now getting an indication that it's going to spit back out here and move back into the Caribbean Sea, and by Saturday be a tropical storm again, and it may end up being a problem for areas of Cuba, Florida, even the Gulf of Mexico. A lot of time to watch that, though. Here's the latest satellite imagery. You can see this is the mid-level water vapor imagery. Look at that symmetry. This is a beautiful, beautiful looking hurricane. Perfect circle around the eye, and that white eye wall in there. It looks like I took a white colored pencil and drew in with that thing. What did we use in math class? That thing that you would, the compass. Remember, we used to make circles in school back in the day? That looks like a compass eye right in there, and it is within that eye that you have those disastrous winds. We had 2 recon planes that had to turn back due to mechanical errors, so we didn't have Air Force in there all day. They're finally in, and there's another plane taking off from Mississippi. We've got planes that are going to be zigzagging through Eta all night long as it nears the coastline as a very dangerous hurricane. You can see the outflow is fantastic in all directions, all quadrants, the air evacuating out of the hurricane, and then the very hot tropical waters down there near the Mosquito Coast, likely to allow this to become a Category 5 storm. Now, on the Saffir-Simpson scale, what does that mean? Well, when you last heard an update from me about 11 hours ago, we were right in this area here, and 24 hours ago we were down here. We are now right up in here, which is a catastrophic wind event. This is a very dangerous wind hurricane, and that is why we have that hurricane warning out for the coast of Nicaragua, from the Honduras-Nicaraguan border to sandy Bay Sirpi, as well as tropical storm warnings in effect for the north coast of Honduras, because these winds are going to impact that area as well, especially as it moves inland. The rainfall, very, very serious. You can see it's slowed down now, so if you get a storm that moves 20 miles per hour, you're more in the 5-inch range, but if it slows down to 5 miles per hour, you're more in the 20-inch range. We are expecting dramatic rainfall amounts well into the 20, 30-inch range, and so that could cause life-threatening flash flooding and mudslides. This is going to be a very serious landfall. There's the infrared satellite imagery, and you can see it there. Look at that tiny pinhole eye, and if I draw a line here, you could kind of see the motion from where it was then all the way to where it is now. And that is definitely a southwesterly drift. Now, if it continued that, it would still probably miss Bluefields to the north, but we're talking about that whole area of the coastline there being heavily impacted. You can see if it continues this motion, Puerto Cabezas, if I said that incorrectly, I apologize. That is likely to be an area near where the eye makes landfall, and it is near and to the north of that eye where you'd have the storm surge 18 to 20 feet with damaging waves and very, very destructive, devastating Category 4 or 5 winds. So again, all these little towns and communities here along the coast, like Wawa and Santa Marta and Nina Yari, they are all at risk of a very devastating monster hurricane, the strongest hurricane in November in, I believe, 12 years. The key messages for Hurricane Eta as of 10 p.m. Catastrophic wind damage is expected where the eye wall moves on shore. And again, that's tonight and early Tuesday. And tropical storm winds are beginning to get to the coast. And in the hurricane warning area, we will also have the hurricane force winds come on shore. Number 2, as I mentioned, a catastrophic and life-threatening storm surge with destructive waves expected along portions of the northeast coast of Nicaragua, near and to the north of where the center makes landfall. Again, those storm surge values, 14 to 21 feet. If you're along the coastline, I do have some people on the video saying they live in Nicaragua. If you know anybody along the coast that has not gotten out to higher ground, they must do so immediately. Preparations to protect life and property should be complete already. This is a very serious situation there. And number 3, through Friday evening, heavy rainfall from Hurricane Eta will likely lead to catastrophic, life-threatening flash flooding and river flooding for Central America. Landslides are also possible, especially in the higher terrain. Flash and river flooding possible, even back in Jamaica and southern Haiti, the Cayman Islands, as well as Mexico and El Salvador. And again, this is a very serious storm. You can see the radar there. Look at that tight little eye wall. Getting closer to the coast is moving very slow, but is going to bring a fierce battering of storm surge and winds. Again, the most devastating winds, the disastrous Category 4 winds, are right in this band right there, that red line where I drew in the eye wall, and wherever that crosses the coast, it's going to be devastating. The last Category 5 to hit Nicaragua was Hurricane Felix back in 2007. That was 13 years ago, but there are updates from Felix on this video page if you want to go look in the archives. We were here tracking that storm, but this one is just as bad, if not worse. Very, very dangerous. So that'll do it for the latest on this dangerous major hurricane, Hurricane Eta, a Category 4 storm, almost a Category 5. If you live along the coastline of Nicaragua, please take shelter and get to higher ground, because wherever this core of strong winds goes, it's going to cause catastrophic damage. I'm Mike Naso with the latest on powerful Eta, and I will talk to you guys next time.